Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a little bit of time since I've done one of these, but I want to get back into the groove of doing them more often. Yeah, so today obviously we are ranking the shopping jam from the custom track jams. Yeah, this is the last jam before I started participating, so the future videos should be interesting, so you'll get to see what I think of my tracks in terms of the other tracks. Once again, these are the versions found on the Custom Track Jams Discord server. They may have been updated since then, but for this video, we are using the versions found on the Custom Track Jams Discord server. Yeah, that's about it, so let's get started. Alright, for our last place track, we have Tescos by Ayorastar. So, this track originally placed 7th. This track, it's a square. I mean, the visuals are okay, but it's just not anything too crazy, so, I have to place it low. There are some interesting aspects, like, I do like the parking lot idea, and I do like all these little details back here. But overall, I can't really put this higher than some of the other tracks on this list, because it is so simple. Yeah, there's really not much else to say about it. Yeah, that's going to do it for Tescos by Ayorastar. Alright, for our 7th place track, we have Bunnings Warehouse by JDS. This track originally placed last. So, this track, it's obviously not great by any means. It doesn't count the lap. The textures are kind of ugly. The reason this is higher than the other one is because it's not a square. Not to say this track plays well, because it really doesn't. But it is not a square. So it's more original than Tesco's. That's really all it has going for it, though. It's more original than that one, so I have to place it higher. But yeah, that is going to do it for Bunnings Warehouse by JDS. Alright, for our 6th place track, we have Checkout Route by Jaden Mario Kart Wii, originally placing 5th. So I do really like this track. This track, it is an interesting theme. It has, I mean, not a huge fan of some of the texturing, but it has some nice ideas, like I said. But, like, I like the soup cans and stuff. I like some of the texturing. It's another rectangle, though. Sure, it's an interesting rectangle, and it has more going on it than in Tesco's, but it's still just a rectangle. And it's one of the better rectangle tracks I've seen, but that doesn't mean it's better than some of the other tracks. So I do have to fault it for that. But overall, I do really like this track. I really like the idea, like I've said a bunch of times before. It's a really nice idea, and I do like the update quite a bit better. But yeah, that's gonna do it for Checkout Route by Jaden Mario Kart Wii. Alright, so this one might be controversial, but here is Twin Market by Sheale. This I'm obviously putting in 5th, and it originally placed 4th. So, I will start out by saying I really do like this track. It has some interesting ideas. It looks nice. It's overall a great track. I like the split theme. What am I talking about? The split path idea. However, the layout is not good. It's basically just a loop, like a generic. It's not that far off from just a circle, to be honest. And that's the case, obviously, with a lot of tracks this jam, and I do have to fault it for that. Even though the visuals are pretty nice, I do have to fault it for that. So yeah, that's why it's lower. It's overall a great track, but yeah. That's going to do it for Twin Market by Sheale. Alright, next up we have Abandoned Bazaar by Toxic Prime. This one originally placed, I believe 6th. The visuals on this track, they're not the best. I'm gonna be honest with that. The visuals are kind of generic and a little bit dark and not really overly interesting. However, the layout isn't just a rectangle or a like a complex circle. it's more interesting to play, in my opinion. Yeah, that's all there really is to say. It's lacking a little bit visually, but it's not just one of those other generic layouts like we've seen before, so I do think it is quite a bit better in that regard. So that is going to do it for Abandoned Bazaar by Toxic Prime. Alright, next up we have Troy's Teespring Trek by HMan6516, originally placing 3rd. So, this track, I do like it a lot. It has some interesting ideas. The gameplay is a little bit lackluster, I will admit that. There are quite a few long straightaways, and it kind of relies on boost panels to keep it interesting, which isn't something... It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's far from the best. But the track itself, it looks pretty decent, I'd say. Has some interesting theming. Yeah, that's really all there is to say about this one. It's overall a pretty solid track, I'd say. Not the best, not the worst, though. So yeah, that is going to do it for Troy's Teespring Trek by HMan6516. Alright, for our second place track, we have We Shop Raceway by Justin, originally placing 2nd. So this track, it looks pretty nice. It has some interesting theming, some interesting visuals, and it does have some custom objects, so that is a big plus right there. The layout isn't the best, but I think it works. It's not an incredibly fast-paced track, but I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I think the theming is really good. I like that shortcut, though I wish it was darkened on the minimap. It has split paths. Yeah, overall, it plays pretty well and looks nice. So that's why it's 2nd. Alright, that is going to do it for We Shop Raceway. Oh, and there's Scott the Woz. That is going to do it for We Shop Raceway by Justin. Alright, and our winning track is Urban Gallery by Spy Kid. I mean, what else was it gonna be? I mean, this track is, by a long shot, the best from this jam, in my opinion. It has the best visuals, in my opinion, although We Shop Raceways aren't too far behind, but this one does have pretty good visuals. The theming, obviously it is just a mall, but it's an interesting mall. Like, it feels like a mall. Yeah, it has the most interesting layout, in my opinion, out of all of these tracks. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? It has interesting shortcuts. It always keeps it exciting. There is a long straightaway there, but there's things going on there. It's not just a couple boost panels and that's it, which I think really helps it. Yeah, overall, the visuals are just really nice. The theming is really good. The track is overall just a really good one. I think there's no competition for this one for first as far as this jam goes. So yeah, that's going to do it for Urban Gallery by Spy Kid. Alright, well that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. I know I say this every video, but just because your track placed lower doesn't mean I don't like you or I have anything against you. Chances are your track was pretty good, or, I mean, it was decent. I mean, it's not peak, so it has to be good. Yeah, it's just no offense meant by any of these rankings. So yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Alright, bye.